Ever think about starting your own solo wild camping adventures? Maybe even filming some of those and starting your own YouTube channel? Well, today I'm going to break down 5 things that I learned from the early days of starting rivers, ponds, and campfires. Some things that I wish I knew when I was starting out. One of those things I think is going to surprise you. But before we do that, I'm going to hike on up to the bushcraft log cabin. We're going to light up the fire, get a cup of coffee, and then we're going to sit down, we're going to have a chat about the early days of rivers, ponds, and campfires. Come on, let's get on the go. Well, we're up here at the cabin. Everything is looking pretty good. I'm going to get this kerosene lantern lit up. We're going to light the fire. And we're going to have a little chat now about those lessons that I've learned. The very first one, let's take it back to the very first video. Hopping on the e-bike, going up and doing my very first overnighter, my very first solo camp, and the very first time filming for rivers, ponds, and campfires. When I first started this channel, I was just a guy with a dream and a lot of brand new gear. This first clip takes us back to my very first solo adventure. I loaded up my e-bike and headed into the woods with a tent I'd barely pitched and cameras I was still learning to focus. I'll be honest, the magic of YouTube hit a wall when I couldn't even get my fire started at first. I eventually had to cheat with a butane stove just to get a flame. I realized quickly that this is a lot harder than the pros make it look. The first big lesson from that adventure? I would never gain the confidence or the skill to be a solo adventurer unless I took the chance and continued just to get out there and to give it a go. It's pretty amazing to think that that first adventure now is over 3 years ago. I think the very first lesson that I learned from starting rivers, ponds, and campfires is sometimes you just got to get out there, you got to take that plunge, and if it's something that you've been dreaming about for a long time, you just got to go ahead and go for it. So if you're thinking about doing some solo camping, starting your own outdoor YouTube channel, or any other, outdoor goal that you have, go for it. The second adventure now we're going to take a look at, and I definitely learned lots from this one, but one thing in particular I'm going to talk about now after you see it. This is where I venture into the backwoods to try to set up a bushcraft shelter during a blizzard. Come on, let's check it out. This project started out with the intention of filming an overnight camping video. The weather forecast changed to a winter storm warning before my scheduled outing. I decided to proceed anyhow. Fresh off my first video, I let my enthusiasm get the better of me. I wanted to film the ultimate blizzard bushcraft video. I got dropped off as heavy snow was already falling, and I hiked 5 kilometers into the back country, pulling a heavy sled in worsening weather conditions. By the time I arrived, I was soaked from wet snow and sweat, and if I'm being honest, I was scared. My ego told me that quitting meant failing my viewers and myself, but my gut told me that staying could be a very bad choice. I made the hard call and abandoned the shelter build that I had started, eventually walking all the way to my own front door because the weather was too bad for my ride to return for me. The lesson here was vital. Don't choose adventures that are beyond your current skill set. While pushing your limits is good, ignoring them can be very dangerous. So as you can see in that second adventure for rivers, ponds, and campfires, definitely the lesson here that I want to let you guys know about is don't get in over your head. Make sure that you are starting off kind of something that you're comfortable with. So maybe that was definitely too much for my second adventure. The third one, I kept it a little bit more kind of safe, and I did some hiking into the wilderness to try to find some locations that I could do some camping in the spring. So I went in, it was a cold winter's day, beautiful sunny winter's day, minus 9 degrees Celsius, believe it or not, but let's check it out. This is the new saw that I picked up. So this is the Agawa Boreal 24, and yeah, I just knew that I needed something better for getting firewood and that when I was out here, so still getting used to it. I'm looking forward now to bringing it out here and using it. I chose this location too, there's lots of dry firewood around, so it makes it a lot easier. There we go. After the failure of the blizzard trek, I felt like I had let people down, including myself. I headed back out just to scout and to have a simple cook-up to regain my spirits. This was the first time I used my new high-quality saw, a piece of gear that I'd seen experts use on YouTube, and I finally decided to splurge on. It was an absolute game changer. It turned the chore of cutting firewood into a hobby and saved me so much physical energy. It taught me my next lesson. Quality gear is an investment. Sometimes spending a bit more upfront saves you time, frustration, and money in the long run because it actually gets the job done efficiently. This next clip was about proving something to myself. I headed to a scouted location to face minus 18 degrees Celsius temperatures. I wanted to show that I had what it takes for severe winter camping. While I stayed safe, the reality was a far cry from the cozy winter aesthetic videos we all watch on our couches. It was a constant battle against discomfort and uncertainty. I learned that layers are your absolute best friend in extreme cold. But more importantly, I realized the cozy look of YouTube is earned through very hard work. Frustration and discomfort are just as much a part of the adventure as the beautiful scenery. Well, here we are, next morning. So I'm enjoying being up here today, getting the fire going and reminiscing about the early days of rivers, ponds, and campfires. I haven't been able to get out the past couple of weeks because I had the hardware removed. I had some ankle surgery there a year and a half ago when I broke my ankle. I had a rod and some screws put in, so I had that removed just so I'd be able to play hockey and get out and hike and that in the future without any sort of impediments from the prior surgery. Anyway, I'm on the mend now. This is the first day that I was able to get back up in the woods, so I'm looking forward to doing some spring and summertime adventures. So we'll be back out there for sure. But in the meantime, I'm enjoying kind of reminiscing and making this video here today, looking at some of the things that I've learned from the early days of doing this whole YouTube journey. So let's check out the last adventure, and this last adventure now, this is spring, the very first year that I started the YouTube. This is my 5th video, and in this one I venture into the woods and I tackle building a bushcraft shelter and seeing if I can spend the night in it. So let's check it out.
Well, the short cold days of winter have finally passed. Spring is here with the promise of longer days, warmer temperatures, and of course new beginnings. In this episode of Rivers, Ponds, and Campfires, I build and sleep in my very first natural shelter. I practice my bushcraft skills to cook some good food. I also get a chance to use for the very first time my new BPS Knives Adventure Bushcraft Knife.
By early spring, things finally started to click. I built my very first successful bushcraft shelter and truly had the time of my life. My experience was paying off and I felt more natural in front of the camera. I even started getting offers for free gear, which was exciting, but also a bit overwhelming. It forced me to learn my final and most important lesson. Slow down and remember why you started this whole hobby in the first place. Not everything is about the success of the video or the view count. Experiencing the woods, creating something with your hands, and sharing that piece with others is the real reward. If these videos can make even a few people smile or motivate them to step outside, then every struggle on this journey has been worth it. Thanks for being a part of Rivers, Ponds, and Campfires. I look forward to many new adventures ahead, and I hope that you will continue to join me by the campfire.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video here on Rivers, Ponds, and Campfires. A little look back, some of the early adventures here on the channel. And I shared with you, for anybody who's interested in doing their own solo camping or starting their own YouTube channel, 5 things that I learned. And those were, number 1, just get out and do it. If that's what you want to do, take the plunge and get out and do it. Number 2, start off small. Don't go getting in over your head. Number 3, you got to be able to roll with the punches. Not everything is going to go as planned when you're out in the woods. So be able to account for that. Number 4, make sure sometimes that you have the proper gear to be able to do the task. You don't have to have the best of all the equipment, but sometimes having the right gear can definitely help out. And number 5, sometimes is don't forget to actually enjoy being out there. Put the camera down for a while, enjoy that campfire, sit down, enjoy the sounds around you, and remember why it is that you like getting outdoors in the first place. So thanks for joining me on this one. And until next time on Rivers, Ponds, and Campfires, take care, and we'll see you soon.